Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jazzy. Today, if you guys can hear, it is storming outside, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to spend a day of just relaxing, no phone, watching some movies, just like cozying up on the couch. I have not done that since we moved here. Sorry, you guys. I thought the UPS guy was here because I returned. So Dominic and I set up our bed frame and we ordered a box spring, and we didn't like it. Well, why didn't we like it though? I don't even know why we didn't like it. Oh, because okay, so originally we didn't set our box spring up. Why did we order that box spring? Oh, we set up the box spring. I just remembered. Sorry, you guys. It's been a while since we did it, actually. But we ordered a box spring because we set our bed frame up, and the boards under our bed frame were completely warped. And, like, I suppose we could have used them, but we decided to, like, not use the boards anymore. We thought we could just use a box spring. We ordered, like, one of those metal box springs, but we still, like, kind of sinked it into the middle of the bed. So we're returning the box spring now. For some reason, we had literally 3 months to return the box spring when normally I only have a month, so I don't know why we had such a long period of time. But they're also coming to pick it up, which I also found to be weird because it's like a metal box spring, so I could just package it back up and like bring it to UPS. But whatever, I'm not mad about it, but I left it outside, so I thought I heard them. But anyway, I am making breakfast right now. I'm making my coffee in the background here, and I am doing a different technique for my eggs. I'll film it for you guys. I mean, they're almost done, to be honest, but I'm doing like a slow situation. I did it the other day for Dominic and I, where I had it set to 2 or 3, and I slowly cooked the eggs, and the eggs were so good. They were so delicious. I literally just put oil on the bottom of the pan and then just let them cook for, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's a long time for an egg to cook, obviously. However, if I'm getting my coffee ready, I'm talking to you guys now, but if I'm getting my coffee ready, if I'm getting my water ready, if I'm getting the TV set up while I'm making my breakfast, it kind of is good. It's good for it to take a long time. But that is what is happening here. I just wanted to bring you guys along because I figured we could spend the day together. You know, if I'm not attached to one electronic, my phone, I want to be attached to another, which is you guys. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to show you the egg now. Okay, so this is what the egg looks like, and I'm just cooking it on 2, and it will be cooked up by the time my English muffins and my coffee's ready. So that's very exciting for me. Hello, you guys. It is later now, and I am doing a terrible job at avoiding electronics. I was planning on even reading some today. I did watch a movie this morning called A Family Affair on Netflix. It's been out for a very long time at this point, but I don't know how I haven't watched it yet. I ended up watching it this morning, and it was okay. I will say, I'm sure most of you have already watched it, to be honest, because it's, like I said, been out a while, and it's got the big names, you know. Zac Efron, Joey King, Nicole Kidman, all the good people. And it was good, don't get me wrong. But there was a different movie I watched called The Idea of You, which I hope you guys have watched already. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's basically the same premise. And it's so much better. It was so much better, and it has Anne Hathaway in it. This had potential. It was just like, it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. What is happening here, you guys? I was trying to show you my cute new hair, but I feel like I didn't do a great job, like, doing it. But, yeah, so that's the situation there. It wasn't my favorite movie of all time. I expected it to be better given the cast situation, but it was still like a cutesy movie that I'll probably never watch it again, actually. I was gonna say maybe watch it like one more time in my life, but there's so many movies out. You know what I realized is that there's just like so much content out there today that like rewatching things is almost impossible. You have like your few things that you maybe rewatch once in a while, but like, and they're like usually like the same things. Like obviously every fall you're gonna watch When Harry Met Sally and that kind of situation, but most things like you don't watch more than once, and if you do, it's like once every 3 or 4 years nowadays, because like the content be contenting, like not just with TikTok and YouTube and everything, with like TV shows. It's like they come out with a season and then there's another season and then there's another season and then there's another season. The world has progressed since I even started my YouTube channel. Even when I first started my YouTube channel, I always felt like it was kind of hard for me to do. If you guys remember, those of you, the OGs that have been here a long time, I used to do a like monthly favorites video, and it always was kind of hard for me to come up with like monthly favorites when it came to movies and TV shows. And so even back then in the start of 2020, I was struggling to like find shows and stuff, because like that was before like what it is now. It's so crazy. I always wish I had my YouTube channel longer ago than that, because I feel like my YouTube channel allows me to document things better. If you can't tell, I'm hating what's happening right now with my hair, but it did look cute before I started the camera. I don't know what happened to it, but I mean, it's not exactly like I'm out here trying to impress anyone at the moment. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. I forgot about this. Okay, you guys, I have been applying for jobs, like I told you guys in the last vlog, and I have been hearing back, which has been amazing. But I heard back from this first company, and I did an interview with them, you guys. And it was literally so bad. I was so upset because like I prepared for this interview. You guys know I haven't interviewed in like 6 years. Like I haven't had a new job in 6 years. I worked my last job for a couple of years when we lived in North Carolina, and then I obviously started my YouTube channel, and ever since then I've done YouTube, I've done DoorDash, and I've done just like miscellaneous stuff for companies that I had worked for previously. But like other than that, I haven't interviewed for a job. So I was super pumped. I got an interview, and I was just excited, you guys. I prepared for it. I was super nervous because I just am not really used to interacting with people. So like in person, through phone calls even, I'm not used to trying to sell myself. I think we all get nervous about interviews. So like it's scary having to sell yourself. But it was only a phone call interview. I was like, this is gonna be a breeze. Well, first thing happened, it was a couple of weeks ago. I had it scheduled for Thursday, and they didn't show. And then I emailed them a follow-up email, and I was like, hey, our interview was scheduled for this morning, and I haven't heard anything. I just wanted to see if you're planning on calling like later or something. I said it obviously more better than that. And they responded very quickly after, actually, and they said, oh, sorry, our internet was out. We had an outage over in my area, is what the girl said. And so I will schedule it for next week. I'll schedule it for next Tuesday at 2:45 p.m., which I was a little annoyed by in itself, because like originally I got to choose the time and like the slot, and like she didn't even ask if like I had availability for that time. But I was fine with it. It was what it was, and I was available obviously, because what else am I doing? But I waited for the interview at 2:45 the following week, and I did my best not to prepare too hard, because the first week like I really over prepared myself. I was like, okay, if they ask this question, I'm gonna answer it like this. I was, I'm like, okay, this is how I'm gonna sell myself. And I was ready for it. But the second time, I was like, okay, I'm not going to stress because what if they don't show again? Well, of course, they show this time. But, and I was already prepared from the last week. So, like, I was going to get this job in my head, I felt. Because it's a job that, like, I would be good at. So I don't know what happened here. It's like a customer service job. So you guys know I'd probably be pretty good at that type of position, just based off my personality. But the problem is that none of the questions that the lady asked, it's a work from home position, but none of the questions she asked, first of all, didn't apologize on the phone when she called, which is fine. But she was also like a completely different person, which is also fine. It's a call center. Like you're just a number, honestly. But it was a completely different person than who I talked to through the email who said that she had an outage, that's why she didn't call. So that was a little confusing. But then the girl that did call said, I'm going to be recording all these, I'm going to be writing down the answers, blah, 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 to each of the questions. The first question she asked me is, do you have a computer? And I'm like, yes, I do. I have a Mac, and I actually also have a different computer, which is what I would need to use for her company, but I don't use that computer. I didn't tell her that part. Dominic is the one that uses that computer, but I applied from my Mac computer. So this is my thought process, is maybe this is why they ask these questions. But I said, yes, I do have a computer, obviously. And she's like, okay, but it can't be a Mac. And I was like, oh yeah, no worries. I have a Windows computer as well. And she then asked me if I knew the difference between an Ethernet cord and Wi-Fi. And I said yes, and I explained to her the difference between the two. And then she asked me if I were to be uninstalling an app on my computer, what buttons would you press? And then she asked me if I wanted to turn my computer off, what buttons I would press. She asked me how I would flip between two separate screens, like two separate apps or whatever on my computer if I was using only the keyboard. She asked me, it was just all technology questions and like not a single customer service question. She did ask if I'm working remote right now, and I explained to her that I was, but she didn't ask me like, tell me a time that you had to do this, tell me a time that you had to do that, like a normal interview would be. And so that was really odd to me because that's what I was prepared for. And like I have a lot of experience to draw from. Like I don't just have YouTube, not to mention I can also draw from YouTube because I do have experience like helping people, customers through YouTube as well. Like not necessarily customers obviously, but like I do have experience in customer service. And even prior to YouTube, I have experience in customer service. So I had a lot I could say, right? But unfortunately, I just didn't get a chance to show my skills. Give me a second. I'm going to let Keaton in real quick. All right, just kidding. She is not coming in. I swore I heard her knocking on the door, but alas, she was not. Anyway, I unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to explain any of that to anybody because, like, literally every single question she asked what I would do if I had an outage, and I was like, do you know what you would do if you had an outage? Because you told me you had an outage last week, and it wasn't even the same person, so I didn't say that, obviously, but in my head, I was like, I know what I would do if I had an outage, and out loud, I knew what to do if I had an outage. But for me, like, it was just frustrating because I felt like I was being asked IT questions more than anything, and it was not questions that I expected for that type of interview. So anyway, I'm in a bunch of groups on Facebook. I kind of like post about it, and I'm like, yo, anybody else apply for this company? And like, how is your interviews going? And everybody said their interviews were not like that. Like their interviews were like lady asked them actual questions about their experience, and so I was like butthurt to be honest with you about it, because I was just like, I feel like I wasn't given a fair shot at the position, and why are you you're wasting everybody's time at this point. If you don't think that I'm a good fit, just deny me, send me a denial. Maybe they're not allowed to do that with the company, but I don't know. I just really felt like I wasn't given the opportunity that other people were given because I wasn't. In fact, originally, I actually thought they were interviewing me for the wrong position because, like, the questioning was so, like, oh, that was the biggest question that made me mad. Okay, that actually was the biggest question that made me angry. And it was one of the last questions she asked. She said, Now, if you were to use 2 monitors, we provide our own equipment, mind you, but she goes, if you were to use 2 monitors, how would you go about saving on one monitor? Like, how would you save between monitors? And I personally have never used 2 monitors, but I do think that they are the same computer. I think monitors it's the same computer. So if I'm saving on one monitor, it will be saved on the other monitor. Am I wrong? Let me know if you guys in the comments. I should Google it, to be honest. Let me check that. Right-click the desktop and select screen resolution. Select the identify button to make sure which number the primary monitor is using. In the multiple displays drop-down menu, select the show desktop only. I don't even know. I don't even know if this makes sense. So maybe it made sense, right? But I didn't even answer the question. I said, oh, well, I need 2 monitors because, like, I'm providing my own equipment and I don't have 2 monitors. So that was my first question to her was, well, I need 2 monitors. And she was like, oh, no, you won't. And I definitely, something went wrong there because she goes, oh no, you won't. And then she goes, you got that part wrong on the assessment. So I wanted to, like, I have to ask. And I'm sitting here like, I never answered any questions about monitors on the assessment. I would remember that, but she said that I did, and I know I didn't because I went back in to reapply for the position because I was like, something was off about this interview, and none of the questions were about 2 monitors. So I don't know if she had the wrong person or what, but I don't know. It was a really weird introductory back into the interviewing field because I haven't interviewed in so many years. So immediately my first thought was like, are these the questions I'm going to have to answer on interviews? Because I felt dumb. Like, I actually felt so dumb answering the questions because I was like, she's like, how do you click on something using a mouse? And I'm like, I put my finger on the mouse. Like, I just felt stupid explaining this because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are there actually people who don't know how to use a mouse? And why do you think I'm one of them? Based on my experience and based on my background. It felt like, so I did get a denial email saying that I did a bad job on the interview, basically saying that you were denied and we'll keep you on file or whatever. But I was just like, I don't know. It felt like they were searching, like they were reaching for reasons not to hire me, or like they were trying to make it so that I didn't feel like they were discriminating or something based on my resume, which you're allowed to discriminate based on resumes. Like, that's not even discrimination. You're supposed to make sure that the person is qualified for the job based on their resume, in my experience. So, like, if my resume doesn't show you that I'm experienced enough, don't interview me, you know? Or interview me, but still ask me the same questions you're going to ask everyone. Like, that doesn't seem fair that I got asked these weird questions about IT that, like, weren't even the real questions. I don't know. I don't know. It could have been a simple mistake of they interviewed me for the wrong position, but it was kind of unfortunate, but I'm feeling better about it now. I don't know why, because I'm still irritated by it as well, but I just, like, have to move on from it. I actually applied again, like I said, and I did an assessment again, and I have an interview scheduled this week for the same company. So we'll see if I get the job or not, and if the interview is the same, because I was just like, somebody actually in one of the groups was like, you should try to interview again and see how it goes, see if they ask you the same questions. And I don't know how I'll handle it if they don't, because if they don't, I'm gonna want to say, like, hey, like, what happened here? Like, why am I being asked different questions now than I was asked before? It's just weird. But anyway, that's what happened there. I have a couple of other interviews though coming up, and I'm feeling okay. Like, I'm feeling like I just need to believe in myself and be confident in my ability, and I know that I am, and I think that shows. Like, if you're confident, it shows in an interview. If you're nervous, it shows in an interview. So, like, I just need to be not nervous. It's all very nerve-wracking, especially just being someone who currently, it's just hard. It's hard to sell yourself as someone who's just I say just because it's It's really not just, but it's hard to sell yourself when you're someone running a YouTube channel, and I think that's something that is not talked about enough because you have to put your YouTube channel on your resume if you're coming from a YouTube channel, and so already your company knows more than you want about you because they look at your YouTube channel because that's your experience. And when they look at your YouTube channel, here I am, share everything with you guys. So they already know more than I would like them to know about my personal life because I have to share my YouTube channel because that's my job as well, or has been my job. So I don't know. We'll see. I am also going to be going to school for dental assisting, so I'm not too concerned. I just would be very helpful for me to get a job, like a work from home job, because we need money, like I've talked to you guys about. But, I don't know. We'll see. And also, what if I don't like dental assisting? You guys, I'm so nervous about that. Like, I'm so nervous about that. I know I'm going to continue to be interested in dental, but what if I don't like dental assisting? So, we'll see if I actually do once I start the classes. But, anyway, oh my gosh, you guys, I've been talking to you for 20 minutes. I should probably wrap it up here. I'm honestly feeling like my eyes are watery. I have a headache. I'm just not feeling my best at the moment. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Give it a big thumbs up if you like this video. I've missed posting more videos for you guys, and it makes me sad to not post as much as I used to post because I've just missed you guys. And honestly, I miss everybody. I miss people. Where are you guys? Because I know that you're still here watching, but some people that used to comment consistently do not be commenting anymore, and I miss you. Like I'm happy you're watching, but I do miss seeing your comments. Like, there are a few of you that I love talking to in the comments, and I just haven't heard from you in a long time. And I know that from the perspective of someone watching, I have been there. So I've been there where you don't feel like commenting, especially since I don't post nearly as much as I used to. I think when I was posting 3 videos a week, it was a lot easier for you to feel like we were actually friends because you were in my comments 3 videos a week and we were talking and interacting 3 videos a week. But I've been missing you guys, and I still feel like we're friends even though we're talking once a week, or I'm posting once a week. But some of you I haven't talked to in months. And I just am hopeful that everything's okay. There's some that I haven't talked to in years, and I'm actually worried about. That's the hard part with YouTube, is I actually feel connected to you guys. And so, just when you got, your favorite YouTuber drops off the face of the earth, you get upset about it. I get upset if my favorite YouTuber stops posting as much. I get upset if you drop off the face of my comment section, because I'm like, what's going on? How you doing? Are you alive? How's your granddaughter? I feel like maybe I interact too heavily in my comment section and learn too much about people. So then when they don't exist in the comment section anymore, I'm like, did something happen? Is everything okay? How are you doing? But anyway, I have no other way to get in touch with anybody other than in my comment section. So anyway, you guys, I love you. I will see you guys in the next one.